Hello guys, welcome again to another amazing tutorial of Innovative Creative Solutions. On part 2 of this OBS Studio series that I'm making, I talk about how you can configure your scenes, your sources, filters, transitions, and many things within OBS Studio. In this occasion, I want to talk to you about the different sources available in OBS Studio for you to start making your first online live streaming event. Hi, this is Juan Carlos Tafur from Innovative Creative Solutions, innovative and personalized video solution services to help you and your company to communicate better. Thank you for watching my channel again, and please, if you're new here, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell icon for you to keep informed of all the different things I'm doing here every week. Also, in the description box below, you'll find all the information related with this video, as well as important information for you to check it out. So let's push it to it. Okay, if you're new here and you haven't watched part 1 and part 2 of this series, I recommend to you that check the links below for you to check first how to configure OBS Studio for the first time, how to understand the scenes, sources, filters, and transitions, and then you can come back here to know more about the different sources, the available sources the OBS Studio offers to you for you to start creating the first presentation to go live streaming online. So let's start. Right now I have the one that I'm be using through all the series, which is the video capture device. This is pretty much one of the main ones for you to capture the image that is coming from your camera. So in this occasion, I'm going to explain step by step each one of them, and I'm going to start from scratch. So I'm going to delete this one. And just for you to remember, you must have always a scene available here on OBS Studio before you start. So let's start putting some things here for you to understand how every scene works. We're gonna be talking about the first two, which is the audio input capture and the audio output capture. In the audio input-output capture, sources can cause an echo effect if you have the same device selected in settings and audio. If you come here and you come to audio, you can see that you can select your microphone or your audio source here too. This is the global part of the old OBS Studio program. If you want to select an independent audio source and you are choosing the same one as you have right here, I recommend that you either do it or cancel this right here, or if you want to keep doing this on every independent scene to have its own audio device, or if you don't need this, just to put it globally and it'll solve the issue. This source right here, both of these, allows you to add an audio input and audio output device, like a microphone or a headset respectively, to a specific scene. Simply pick the device you wish to capture, and the audio from that device will be captured when the source is active. These sources can be useful if you only want specific audio devices active in specific scenes rather than globally through all OBS Studio, like I explained before. Now let's go for the browser part. The browser source is one of the sources that you can use with different purposes in OBS. It is quite literally a web browser that you can add directly to OBS. This allows you to perform all sorts of custom layout, image, video, and even audio tasks. Anything that you can program to run in normal browser, within reason of course, can be added directly to OBS. So if you click here, this first screen will show up and it is ready for start fetching the information from your links. You can do it either through your local computer by selecting here any file you want to and selecting the size and different things. I will leave this HTML5 code as it is. I don't want to mess that unless you really know what you're doing. You can just bring the link of the browser you want to embed here, click OK, and then you can have whatever you want to in this browser. One thing that I would like to let you know about this is any changes that you make in your browser is not going to be reflected here. This is just to show something specific. Like for example, a video, the video can be playing right here while you're using this source. Like if I want to play a video. In this occasion, let's say one of my videos, and then it can start playing. One of the things that I recommend while you're doing this is you make sure your connection to the internet is pretty fast, or it can be stopped like this. So I will recommend another different source for this purpose, and I'll talk about that later. Now let's go for the next source, which is the color source. As the name implies, this source creates a solid color for you to add to your scene. This can be used for things like background colors. So if I click here, now the default color of course is white. Then I can select any color I want to, and I can accommodate these as I please. So I can put on top of this anything else, and I can work with this around my presentation to divide my presentation if I want to. I can crop this by clicking Alt or Option in Mac, and then I can just crop it. And I can organize my presentation based on colors or things like that. Now let's go for the display capture source. The display capture source pretty much is to help you display your computer screen. If you have many screens and you want to display whatever you're doing in one of them, you can do it through this one. I'm choosing my main screen, which is number 0, and I click OK, and I center it. If I wanted to do something different with this, I just right mouse click, I go to properties. Let's say, for example, I select my screen number 1. And this one will show me what's happening on my screen number 1. In this case, I'm showing one of my videos. So this pretty much help you to have, let's say if I want to go to my presentation, this one now can work in real time. So whatever changes I do here on my browser, now it's happening. So if I want to come here to my presentation and I do any movements or something, now they can be reflected here on this source. There are two different sources I won't touch this moment, which are the Jack Input Client and the Siphon Client. I know the Siphon Client is for video gamers. I'm not a video gamer, so I prefer to leave this alone. And the Jack Input Client, the same thing. I don't really know how this one works, so I prefer not to talk about this. And if you are more savvy on these two parts and you want to know, inform us or inform the audience about like how you can use these two, more than welcome to give us your comments below, and people will know exactly how these two can work in OBS Studio. Now let's go for the image source. This source can allow you to use different type of formats of images inside your scenes. You can use formats as BMP, TGA, PNG, JPEGs, or GIFs. This is specifically for you to bring, let's say for example, any image that you want to use as a background, or specific images that you want to show during your presentation. So if I want to bring, let's say for example, the same image I was working on before, the image of my marketing books, I have this option right here that I can click if I don't want the image to be working in the background. This will help me to save resources on my computer. So this is very helpful. So I can place this anywhere I want with the other things I'm placing in my scene on every scene, so you can work with these things around. So let's go for the next one, which is the image slideshow. In the image slideshow, pretty much what I can do is just to create a slideshow. So I come here, I can select different images. So let's say I want to select just random images just to show you how this thing works. Of course, this is to loop the slideshow. You can change how fast or how slow this the images are changing between them. And I click OK and accommodate here. And as you can see, it'll start changing and looping. So this is very beneficial if you want to create a slideshow in your presentation to show, let's say, photos or images from a nice trip that you have done. You can do it this way. Now let's go for the next one, which is the media source. This is one of the sources I like the most. In this source, I can bring any video or audio that I want. let's say in this occasion I want to bring my my intro, the one that I use for my videos. So I bring it here. If I want to loop it, I just click here. Also, I can select different things, but I will leave the rest of the selections as they are, and I click OK. Now you can see my introduction. This is very good when you want to create, when you want to bring animations into your live stream presentation to make it more professional. So look how amazing will look when every time going for the next scene to have a transition of an animated intro or something nice to show before I go live. So this is what you can do by doing it this way. The formats that you can use in this occasion are the MP4, MOVs, MKBs, AVIs, and GIFs, just to mention a few. And the same for audio. The most acceptable ones are MP3, AAC, or WAV, WAV. Now, by going to the next one, the scene. You can bring any scene, since in OBS Studio the scenes are pretty much sources too. So you can bring any scene that you have created right here within your presentation. You can bring them here to make your presentation more dynamic. So every time you create something new, you can play with this to make sure if this is going to be working for your scene or your presentation or not. So I'm just giving you the explanation of how every source work, and you're more than welcome to follow up. Now going to the next one, which is text. Right here in text, I can include any text I want here in my presentation. So let's say, for example, I want to type and I want to change the size of this. So I come here and I change the size to, the font style, the size, and the font type to whatever I want. So let's say I pick this, I go bold, and I want to change, let's say, to this size. I click OK, and now it's resized to the size that I have chosen. So if I want to change the color, the same thing. Let's say I want to use a bluish color. I can have different options for different purposes. So as you can see, you have nice options here for you to create a nice presentation. So if I want to move this, I'm going to show this on my next video. I come to filters and I create a filter, let's say scroll, and I can have the option to move this. If I want to announce something during the time that I'm talking, so I can do it this way too. So this is a very nice way to do it. Now let's go for the next one, which is the one that I normally use, and you should be already familiarized with this one, which is the video capture device to fetch the image from your camera. In this occasion, I'm using just one camera, which is my DSLR camera, and that camera from my computer. So if I click this one, this will fetch or capture the image from my computer's camera. If I want to use this one right here, this is my DSLR camera. So definitely I want this one, and I click OK. I'm capturing the image from my camera, and I can start placing things around. So if I want to make this smaller and bring it down or whatever, so I can do that. And the last one is the window capture. If I bring this one, now I can select the different browsers or the different things I have open in my computer. So let's say I want to bring my presentation right here, and immediately it'll show up. I click OK, and I can put this, let's say, on the side right here, and put my camera. Let's say I want to do this. I want to create this to occupy my whole screen, and I bring my camera up, and I can just put my camera right here. and I can be talking to you at the same time I'm presenting. So if I have movement here, I can just do it this way. So this is part of the setup when you're organizing your presentations in OBS Studio. In this opportunity, in this video, I have the chance to explain to you how every source works within OBS Studio and the different options that you have when you are starting doing live streaming presentations online or when you're recording your own screen. You can start bringing different cameras, you can start bringing images, slideshows, you can start bringing videos, you can start bringing numerous things for your own live streaming presentations. So I hope this video has been beneficial for you, and please don't forget to check the rest of the links below for you to understand how to configure OBS for the first time, how to work with scenes and sources, and now on this one, how to understand all the different sources. On the next video, I'm going to start creating the first presentation for you to have an idea, and from there you can continue. Thank you very much again for watching my channel, and please don't forget to hit the subscribe button to know exactly what I'm doing here every week. Also, don't forget to follow me on all my social media channels for you to keep knowing what I'm doing, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.